Vietnamese lesson 1. How do you say hot in Vietnamese? Nóng. How do you say hot in Vietnamese? Nóng. How do you say cold in Vietnamese? Lạnh. How do you say cold in Vietnamese? Lạnh. How do you say warm in Vietnamese? Ấm. How do you say warm in Vietnamese? Ấm. How do you say cool in Vietnamese? Mát. How do you say cool in Vietnamese? Mát. How do you say yesterday in Vietnamese? Hôm qua. How do you say yesterday in Vietnamese? Hôm qua. How do you say today in Vietnamese? Hôm nay. How do you say today in Vietnamese? Hôm nay. How do you say weather in Vietnamese? Thời tiết. How do you say weather in Vietnamese? Thời tiết. How do you say yesterday the weather was cold? Hôm qua thời tiết lạnh. How do you say yesterday the weather was cold? Yesterday, hôm qua, the weather, thời tiết, was cold, lạnh. Hôm qua, thời tiết lạnh. How do you say the weather? Yesterday, the weather was cold. Hôm qua, thời tiết lạnh. How do you say smart? Thông minh. How do you say smart? Thông minh. How do you say stupid? Ngu. How do you say stupid? Ngu. How do you say yesterday morning? Yesterday morning. Sáng hôm qua. How do you say yesterday? Hôm qua. How do you say yesterday night? Yesterday night. Tối hôm qua. How do you say yesterday night? Tối hôm qua. How do you say go? Đi. How do you say go? Đi. How do you say go with me? If it's you as a child, đi với con. How do you say go with me? Đi với con. How do you say go to the supermarket? How do you say go to the supermarket? Đi đến siêu thị. How do you say go to the supermarket? Đi đến siêu thị. How do you say eat? How do you say eat? Ăn. How do you say eat dinner? Eat dinner. Ăn tối. How do you say eat dinner? Ăn tối. How do you say eat breakfast? Eat breakfast. Ăn sáng. How do you say eat breakfast? Ăn sáng. How do you say go to a restaurant? How do you say go to a restaurant? Đi nhà hàng. How do you say go to a restaurant? Go, đi, to a restaurant, nhà hàng. How do you say go to a restaurant? Đi nhà hàng. How do you say go to a restaurant for dinner? How do you say go to a restaurant for dinner? Đi ăn tối ở nhà hàng. How do you say go to a restaurant for dinner? đi ăn tối ở nhà hàng, which technically means go to dinner at a restaurant. So go to dinner at a restaurant is đi ăn tối at a restaurant, nhà hàng. How do you say go eat dinner at a restaurant? Đi ăn tối ở nhà hàng. How do you say restaurant? Nhà hàng. How do you say yesterday I went to the restaurant for dinner? Yesterday I went to the restaurant for dinner. Yesterday, hôm qua, I went, con đã đi to eat dinner at a restaurant. Ăn tối ở nhà hàng. Yesterday I went to eat dinner at a restaurant. Yesterday, hôm qua, I went, con đã đi to eat dinner, ăn tối at a restaurant. At a restaurant, nhà hàng. How do you say yesterday I went to eat dinner at a restaurant? Hôm qua, con đã đi ăn tối ở nhà hàng. How do you say yesterday I went to eat dinner at a restaurant? Yesterday I went to eat dinner at a restaurant. How do you say it? Hôm qua, con đã đi ăn tối ở nhà hàng. How do you say go? Go is đi. How do you say go? Đi. How do you say go visit? Đi thăm. How do you say go visit? Đi thăm. How do you say go visit grandma? Đi thăm bà nội or bà ngoại. How do you say go visit grandma? Đi thăm bà nội or bà ngoại. How do you say yesterday evening? Bữa tối hôm qua. How do you say yesterday evening? Bữa tối hôm qua. How do you say yesterday morning? How do you say yesterday morning? Bữa sáng hôm qua. How do you say yesterday morning? Bữa sáng hôm qua. How do you say yesterday morning? Bữa sáng hôm qua. How do you say that? Yesterday evening? Evening is bữa tối, and yesterday is hôm qua. So yesterday evening is bữa tối hôm qua.